Sir?
What a shake, man.
Nothing. Another fine day. Getting through the week, almost Friday.
Ugh.
So, welcome to another episode of The Commute.
I will be your driver.
And I will be your passenger. I got some stories today. Today was chock full of stories.
Oh, yeah?
Where to start? We'll start out with something light. Flappy Bird. Remember good old Flappy Bird game?
Yeah.
And the guy decided he wanted to take it down because people were getting too addicted, and he didn't like that something he made was doing that.
Yeah, he was making all the ad revenue.
Yeah, getting a ton of money. Well, he's bringing it back. He had a change of heart.
Sure.
He said not anytime soon, but it's coming back.
Uh-huh.
And he didn't give a reason for it or anything. But what kind of got me was, through all that, and people are addicted, he's got 3 more games coming out. He said, what were they? Actually sounded kind of neat. Cowboy-themed shooter game. That's kind of neat. A flying game called Kitty Jetpack.
Kitty Jetpack?
And an action chess game. Well, I can only imagine the chess pieces duke it out, But,
that was actually a game, like, way back when.
that was, like, on the computer, like...
Battle chess.
Yeah.
Where when you move the pieces, they, like, started fighting.
Like, it doesn't mean you automatically take the piece.
Yeah.
You have to...
Yeah, that was a great game.
But, I don't know, I just don't like the fact that this guy throws a big hissy fit.
Yeah,
about people getting addicted. What if they get addicted to these games?
What are you going to do? You're just a genius at making addictive games.
No, I don't know. He just kind of seemed weird, and
yeah.
Well, he is weird, but I don't know. I wasn't too happy about that, but I wanted to bring that up.
Yeah.
Let's see what else. A teen was arrested. A teenager, I think he was 16, on the 104th floor of the World Trade Center Tower 1 or whatever. One of the things they're building.
Oh yeah.
And they're kicking a fit because there was a 1-foot hole in the wall surrounding it, and he crawled through that. He got past security, then he put a hard hat on to make it look like he was just one of the workers.
Yeah.
And he goes in the elevator, and they have an elevator operator, and he just gets on the elevator like, hey, how's it going? Even though he's 16, I don't care how old he could have looked. But and he takes him up there, and he gets off on the 104th floor, and he said he was there for about a half hour before he got arrested. And he had, what did he have on him?
Just had the run of the place.
A camera and, something else, his phone or something. And I don't know what he was doing. They said they haven't said. I think he was just up there to...
Yeah, just dicking around.
Get up there. But I don't think they should press charges against him because he showed a flaw in their security. I mean, if any place in the world should have security, I think it would be that place. But they did fire the guard.
Yeah.
And the elevator operator got reassigned.
Yeah.
But
I'm surprised. That's a few levels of security. I wouldn't have expected them to have just on an average construction site. I mean, granted, that's not an average construction site. It's a huge down building, but still, I mean.
And I guess if they actually have floors and an elevator, it's probably near completion, so you're gonna have security anyway.
Yeah.
So maybe they're just testing them out. Where they're new. But the one security guard didn't even see the kid crawl through the wall and hop on in.
Well, that I could see, but I mean the operator guy, I mean, he should be looking for a badge or something.
You would think you have to show some kind of ID. I mean, they should have fired him too. I mean, they're saying that he got tricked. Not that he wasn't doing his job, but he got tricked.
Yeah, I can see, but that's him being lax.
Yeah, I mean, essentially he would be the last form of defense, to stop someone from going up there.
Yeah.
If they do go through all the other security guards.
That's what I would think. I mean,
but yeah, it was
back up in the intersection.
But not even a cop, he's a fake cop.
Yeah.
He just bought an old cop car. Prick. That's genius.
Yeah.
That's okay. We got nowhere to go.
No. Nor does anybody else, coming down the street.
So let's see. This day in history, March 20th. It's a bunch of stuff. 141 AD, 6th recorded pass of Halley's Comet.
Yep. Halley's Comet. I haven't thought about that in a while. But
how do they know that was the 6th?
Of recorded history, so...
You're recording it that long?
Yeah, so it's been recorded long before that.
The last one was February 9th of 86. I remember that.
Yeah.
They did a whole thing at, like, the firehouse where we lived, where you could go, and I guess they had a telescope set up. I don't remember that detail.
Mm-hmm.
But,
yeah, 86, I mean...
Every time I hear Halley's Comet, I think of the Twilight Zone, the movie.
Mm-hmm.
When they have the episode where all the old people turn young again.
Oh, yeah.
And, and the one's like... She's like, I want to see Halley's Comet. And the one kid's like, do you want to see it at 8 or 88? She's like, 88. Little old lady. I don't know. Halley's Comet always makes me think of that.
It always makes me think of that horrible Emilio Estevez movie where all the vehicles come to life.
Oh, Maximum Overdrive.
Yeah, Maximum Overdrive.
I love that movie. Horrible in its right, but
exactly.
It's a great 80s.
You can't
Stephen
call
King
it a great movie. But yeah, it's.
That's Stephen King making everything come to life, and I loved. They had the big like tractor trailer that had the
with the
goblin
Joker face on
thing on the front. And I said, one day I want to drive a truck like that. it's going to be my thing.
The soda machine, like firing out sodas into people's heads.
Toasters hopping down the street. It was fantastic. And let's see, the next one will be July 28th, 2061.
Yep.
Wow.
The next time Halley's Comet will be around.
So 47 years from now. Hope I'm here.
I plan to be dead.
Come on, we'll be 84. We'll be like the old people in the Twilight Zone,
Yeah, and it'll revert us back. And
you want to see it 4 or 84?
We'll do this whole show over again.
It's a date.
Won't that be great?
July 28th. Man, they know it to the day?
Yeah, to the day.
That's pretty crazy that it would be that.
Well, it's such a calculated
time. Yeah, but
thing.
I guess it's constant,
And, speaking of calculated things, it was news this week that they were able to detect the polarization of gravity waves in the background radiation of the Big Bang. So they can basically calculate back to like 100 millionth of a second after the Big Bang now.
Wow, really?
Exactly what happened. And if all the tests that they're doing now to, make sure the information is right, if all those go through, that means that inflation is a real thing, meaning the rapid inflation of the universe within the first couple seconds of the Big Bang is a valid theory.
And how are they able to figure that out? Like the time?
It was through I forget what they were testing exactly, but somehow it was through measuring the gravitation of that background radiation. So it's some new, technique they'll be able to use.
Well, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's a big deal.
Wow.
Because that means all kinds of good stuff down the line for us. Being able to measure gravity in that way. So, that was pretty cool.
Wish I was that smart.
Yeah. I wish I was smarter to understand it better. All I know is what the article tells me.
What they told you. What they said. There was a robbery in India. A woman's house gets burglarized, and they kill her because they didn't want there to be any witnesses, so they kill the woman. So the cops come, and they said, well, we're thinking it's someone that knows her because it was a friendly entry, there was no forced entry. So she probably let them in the house, or they had a key, something like that. And they're talking to her husband about this. So the husband says, well, if it's someone that we know, ask the parrot. They have a parakeet. And the cops are like, oh, whatever. He's like, no, ask the parrot. The parrot will be able to tell you. Like, he knows people. So the cops are going through this list of, you know, family, friends, and they come across the woman's nephew. And the bird starts getting all crazy, like making these noises. And they're like, well, does that mean? So they go through the list again, and they get to the guy's name again. And the bird starts getting all crazy again. So then they keep saying the guy's name. They ask the parrot. They're like, you know, this guy, whatever his name was. And I don't know if I'm saying this right, but the parrot kept saying like Usamara, which means he's the killer. And every time they said his name, he would say Usamara, Usamara. And so like the bird witnessed this whole thing, knows they're looking for someone that's been in the house. You know, so they go and they bring the nephew in for questioning. You know, they're not just going to go off a stupid bird. Yeah. So they bring the nephew in for questioning, and they press on him, and he confesses to coming in the house and killing his aunt. Came in to steal money.
How
they want witnesses.
In the hell would the parrot be able to do that, of all things? I mean, don't parrots learn like a repeated behavior?
Like repetitive. Like, you could teach a bird, hey, every time I say, you know, Joe Schmo, you say Usamara. You know? But for a bird to understand a question, you know? And like to recognize somebody, recognize them by name, unless this nephew was there all the time.
Yeah, or the guy knew that the nephew did it, but couldn't prove it any other way, and taught the parrot to
But I mean, it was like there on the spot. Like the cops came.
I don't know.
You know, as soon as he found his wife dead. But Usamara. So that's fantastic. Foiled by the bird. They left one too many witnesses.
Yeah.
They never thought about the bird. You know, there's guys in jail just like, fuck this bird. You're like, I'm gonna let me get out of here. I'm
just gonna kill all parrots on sight.
Oh yeah, you kidding? Birds are now and every bird. Pelicans, doves, even animals that aren't birds or fly.
Yeah,
you know?
Just anything with feathers and just
fucking bats and flying squirrels. I hate you all. Usamara. They gave me the electric chair. Usamara now.
Man, I don't understand that one. That's weird.
I guess we'll stay on the animal thing. In Tibet, a Tibetan Mastiff. I'm not sure where. This was in China. A Tibetan Mastiff just sold for a record amount for purchase of a dog. $1.9 million.
$1.9 million
for a dog.
For a dog? Oh, no. Yeah, I think I saw this. The guy sold it as like the dog had lion's blood in it or something.
Yeah, because they look like lions.
Weird. Yeah.
You know, they have these manes.
Yeah.
But a dog does not have lion's blood.
No.
It's a dog, not a cat.
It's not.
If it was a cat that looks similar, you might be able to pull that off.
Yes. But
why in the hell would you ever pay that much money for an animal?
I don't know. Like, I saw that thing, but I didn't read it. But it was something about the guy convincing him that it had lion's blood, like, in it.
Okay.
Like, actual.
Is it still worth $1.9 million to you?
Not to me. There's not a damn thing I can think of that's worth
much money.
Yeah. If you're giving that much away for a dog, hey, you know what? It's better that he doesn't have that money. That was the least dangerous thing he could do.
Well, yeah, but if he has $1.9 to spend on a dog, I'm sure he's got $90 other million.
But at least that 1.9 is out of his hands now.
It's one less thing he can do with that money. Oh my God! Maybe he'll buy a cat that has wolf's blood in it.
Right.
That'll be his next person. We should call him up.
Yeah, he's got to complete his menagerie.
Yeah, we'll get a $50 cat from the SPCA. hey, dude, I heard you're into exotic animals. We got a Persian cat with wolf's blood in it.
You'll never believe. It's the only one of its kind.
I have to have it.
Yeah, that's probably what he's trying to do. He's trying to recreate some like ancient like sultan's menagerie. You know, have all kinds of weird
Exotic animals.
Yeah.
Well, I tell you what, there's a pretty intelligent parrot for sale.
Yeah.
He's looking to have
Buy that up, man.
a freaking crime-solving bird.
You gotta keep that thing close.
Oh, that bird would go everywhere with me.
Yeah.
God, you want to fuck with me? Parrot's gonna fly away and get the cops. Rat all of you out. I'm gonna change it to rat you out to bird you out.
Yep.
He's gonna parrot you out, motherfucker. Try it. Try it. So the lunch game today, Star Realms.
Yeah, Star Realms was the one we played today.
What's that one about?
Pretty cool. I don't know if you remember, we played a game called Ascension. Not that long ago. We sat down and it had like 5 piles that you bought cards from.
Oh, yeah.
And you kind of built a deck out of it.
Yeah, we were just talking about that. That was a good game.
And this kind of functions the same way, where you're buying out of piles, and the setup looks almost exactly the same, but it's got like a space theme to it, and you're actually attacking the other players. So it's a little more interaction.
Because the Ascension the goal was to get money, right?
Well, points. I mean, each one of the cards had a point value to it.
But we could attack each other, could we?
Oh, not directly.
You can make fewer cards.
It was more screwing over the other players than attacking them directly. But this, you kind of have like a life point total, like Magic the Gathering and games like that. So you're subtracting from that or adding to it. And it's pretty cool. It kickstarted not too long ago, and a guy I work with, he got in on the Kickstarter and got the game in, so we've been playing that occasionally. But they finally came out for sale after the Kickstarter. It's on Amazon, but it was like the weirdest thing. Like the company itself was selling it right away. It was like $15, how much it should be. But then some other side company bought it, like all the copies, I guess, and now they're selling it for $24 on there. And they're the only person selling it on Amazon.
I wonder if they bought them at cost. He's like, hey, I'm selling them for 15 a piece. You want to buy them all up? Buy them for 15 a piece.
Yeah.
So they're selling them at 24 to make, $9 per game.
$10 or whatever. It just sucks. I mean, that opportunistic, crap, and it's the same thing. Like, whenever for a while I was looking up those Skylander things,
Mm-hmm.
and those things on there, when the new ones came out, people had done the same thing. They bought them all up and they jacked up the price, to like $30 for what's, retails for like a $9 thing, It's just, I don't know, that kind of opportunistic crap irritates me, but, I guess it's the nature of the system, but it doesn't mean I have to like it.
No, and it doesn't mean you even have to buy it.
Yeah, and I don't. And I won't buy this.
Right.
No matter, as much as I like that game and I want to play it, I'm not going to spend, $24 on it, because also the thing with that game too is each one of the packs you buy, it's a box, and it's a 2-player game. So in order to make it 4-player or a 6-player, you got to buy another box of it, or 2 more boxes of it, which on itself, whatever, it's not horrible if you're gonna do it for 4-player, $30. That's pushing it, but I see what they're trying to do,
right?
But for a card game, I'm not gonna spend even remotely.
It's like a lot of games are expensive. You go to even Toys R Us.
Yeah.
You go in the game aisle. The kid wants Chutes and Ladders. Oh yeah, no problem. Let's go buy $20 for Chutes and Ladders.
Because they know you get it. There's a game like that has brand and name recognition. So
sure. And all it is a piece of cardboard.
Yeah.
With holes in it. Then you move other cardboard pieces on.
But the downfall of that too is usually that's a generational kind of game. So you're gonna have it in your closet.
True.
You brought out like the Star Wars Sarlacc pit thing, and I mean that's been sitting around for 30 years almost, I'm sure. So things like that can happen.
But games like Chutes and Ladders, I don't think you keep, though.
Not necessarily, but I mean...
when you're cleaning out the closet and you're in college, I don't need Chutes and Ladders anymore.
Yeah, but that's one of the ones that can slip through the cracks.
It can, yeah, certainly can.
And, like, it's not like the components degrade or anything. I mean, they're...
Yeah.
It's pretty straightforward. It's all paper and cardboard.
It should at least last to the next Haley's Comet.
And Chutes and Ladders is kind of an interesting game, too, about how it comes from, like, Snakes and Ladders. And that game itself is... I think it's, like... really old. Like it's over like 1,000 years old, that game.
Wow, really?
And it was used to teach I think it was a Hindu game, and it was used to teach scripture, like how you could do a good deed to go up, and sinning would bring you back down.
That's a snake.
Yeah, so that was
that's pretty
where
cool.
That came from. I thought that was pretty cool.
Never knew that.
Yeah, I didn't know that either. I saw that on I think that was on QI, one of their things.
That's pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
So the Star Realms, is that the one you posted on Facebook?
Yeah, like I posted like we were playing it today.
And a little link for it.
Yeah.
So check out our Facebook page, The Commute. You can check out the game. Very cool. Very cool. Where'd it go? Okay, here's a good one.
Mm-hmm.
There's a guy buys off of some site. I assume it's like an eBay type site or something, but it wasn't eBay.
Yeah.
He buys a PlayStation 3 for $133.
Okay.
Pays the guy like via PayPal or some kind of online transaction.
Mm-hmm.
And he never gets the PlayStation. So, he calls the guy, he's like, hey, I never got my PlayStation. The guy doesn't reply to him, whatever. And he has the guy's phone number, I guess you can talk to each other, whatever the case may be. Well, the site says, well, too bad, because we don't authorize electronic fund transfers as payment, so we're not responsible for it. So this guy says, all right, well, I got to get revenge somehow. So right away he thinks of Shakespeare. Shakespeare, a lot of his stories were about revenge.
Mm-hmm.
So in a text, you can only send, 140 characters or whatever before it breaks it up into like 2 texts,
Right, yeah.
So he copies and pastes an entire Shakespeare play into his phone and texts it to this guy. So the guy's phone just starts buzzing. You can imagine how many texts it would take to get through a whole play. Then he says, I'm not stopping there. I'm going to keep going. So far he's texted this guy 22 Shakespeare plays, including, he sent him Macbeth, Othello, Hamlet, for a total of 17,424 texts.
Wow.
And he says, I'm not stopping there. He's like, I'm not stopping until I get my PlayStation, or I feel I've gotten my $133 worth.
Mm-hmm.
So this guy calls him back on the phone and starts, threatening him and making, abusive statements.
Yeah.
But the guy said, well, it's out there now, so if anything happens to me, they're going to come to you first.
Right.
He says, I hope you enjoy the text. He said, I'm just trying to share some culture with someone who obviously needs a little.
Mm-hmm.
I thought that was great. I thought that was a fantastic way. Getting revenge on somebody, not in a hurtful manner.
Yeah.
You're just pissing him off. His phone's being lit up.
Yeah, there's got to be some kind of online thing where you can like text people from the net, so you could, just copy and paste that stuff in, so you don't have to do it through your phone.
And he may be doing that. But here's my thing: why doesn't the guy just block him?
Yeah, I don't know. It's just
Can you block a number?
Yeah. I'm getting abusive things from this.
Stop. Thank you for your $133.
Right.
So it sounds like one guy needs culture, the other guy needs a little bit of smarts.
Yeah, or just don't go to these off sites. Go to eBay.
Right, exactly. eBay
there's
is
a
in every
kind
country.
of thing. I mean,
Yeah,
I don't know.
maybe this is a site where because it's not eBay, things don't go for as high.
Right.
So he thought he was getting a deal. Well, I'd imagine a PS3 you can get on eBay for $133 now.
Yeah, that seems overpriced for a PS3 now.
And then another revenge story. This guy finds out his girlfriend is cheating on him with his best friend.
Okay.
He doesn't let him know about it. The guy is a tattoo artist. So his girlfriend says to him, I want a really large tattoo on my back of a scene from Narnia. You know, the movies or books, whatever. I don't know which scene she was taken from. He says, yeah, sure. He's like, it's going to be a big tattoo. It's going to take a while, but I'll do it for you. It's okay. So he gives this huge back tattoo. I mean, the thing was literally from, you know, neck to butt. This huge thing. But, and you don't know what someone's doing when they're tattooing you. He tattoos a huge curling pile of shit on her back. Steaming, bugs everywhere. And he says, okay, your tattoo's all done. And she looks in the mirror and that's there.
Man.
So she's suing him for a lot of money.
Yeah.
And they said that she's probably going to win. So he got revenge somewhat, but
the result of that, it's not going to be good.
He's just screwing himself twice over.
Yeah.
And I can only imagine the cost of getting rid of a tattoo as large as your back, which I'm sure is, she'll get at least that, plus pain and suffering. And,
oh yeah,
you know.
Yeah, he's done. Any money he makes from now on is going to go to her. But yeah, I don't know, and who knows what he did too? Because I think there's certain pigments you can't get rid of too. Like
I think red is tough to get hard of.
Yeah, something like
hard
that.
to get rid of.
I don't know exactly what they do.
He should have made it a red piece of shit, a nice bloody turd, you know.
He might have.
Nah, it was a picture of it. It was.
Oh, okay.
It was brown.
Yeah.
It was.
Maybe there was enough red in the brown where it'll always
a shadow of a turd on your back
forever.
Maybe she can go to that. She can be on that worst tattoo show.
Yeah.
And they can do the cover up. I can't even see the poo anymore.
Well, yeah, or they'll lighten it enough, and then she'll get the real Narnia tattoo on her back that she wanted.
Let's see. So from there, we'll go to, since people are suing everybody left and right.
Yeah.
This story's a little old. I remember hearing it before, but I came across it again today. I thought it was a great story. This man in China, he is divorcing and suing his wife because she had an ugly baby. He's this little baby girl. He says, that is one of the ugliest babies I've ever seen. No way is that kid mine. He's like, I'm not ugly. You're not ugly. That kid's not mine. And, you know, sorry. He's like, that's just done. So he leaves her. So he divorces the wife. And he tries to sue her for having an ugly baby. Like, that's his stance. You had an ugly baby. I'm suing you.
Well, that's,
you know,
easily provable.
So they do. They go to court and they said, you know, they did DNA testing, and turns out, sorry, dude, it is your kid. You know, you are the father. And he can't figure it out because the kid really doesn't look like either one of them. So his mind is blown. So the wife has to fess up that before she met him, she had $100,000 worth of cosmetic surgery done.
Oh.
And I saw the before and after pic.
Yeah.
And she looks
like the baby.
Ugly, man. Yeah, like that woman. I'm surprised because this was like her 4th or 5th kid. I'm surprised she had 4 or 5 good-looking kids before this.
4th or 5th kid?
Oh yeah.
Really? In China?
Yeah.
That's odd. I mean, I thought there was like a one-child
And it wasn't the first girl either. There's a family photo of them.
Wow.
And a little ugly baby sitting on her lap.
All right, that's surprising.
But now she's gorgeous. I mean, the money well spent. So he says, okay, but I'm still going to divorce and sue you because you lied to me now.
Right.
He's like, and he said, I married her out of love, but once all this started happening, we started fighting, and now I know she lied. She never told me she was ugly. I'm suing. So that goes to court. He wants to sue his wife because she used to be ugly. Or I was surprised that even went to trial.
Yeah.
I'm like, no judge is going to give you $1 for that. But he got more than $1. The judge rewarded him with $120,000 because your wife used to be ugly. Like, he never even knew her. Like, he never even had to be around that ugliness.
Right.
But I guess the result of the lie formed an ugly baby. I guess. You know, but you can have 2 really good-looking people and still make an ugly baby. Like, their genetics could be they're gorgeous people. But they could still have an ugly baby. You get certain features going. And, you know, like Tom Brady and Giselle. two good-looking people. That's a good-looking couple. Mm-hmm. They could have an ugly baby.
Yeah, easily. It's in there, I guess. For anybody.
You certainly don't. I don't know.
Yeah, well, different culture.
That's the state
man.
of people, and different culture.
You can never say. I mean, I was gonna say, with the one-child policy there in China, there would be. I could see him.
Get rid of them.
I could see him freaking out and wanting a divorce, being under that kind of constraint.
This was the one baby I could have had.
Right.
And she's hideous.
I wouldn't drive on that.
But the thing is, I mean, no matter what, this little girl is going to grow up with this record of her daddy saying how ugly she was.
Yeah.
He even went as far to say that every time he looks at her, he is horrified.
That's awful.
And to know your parents split up because she's going to think it's her because I'm ugly. And the dad can't say, no, you're not ugly. Like, no, look, you said it. There's court documentation saying.
Well, she's got grounds to sue him for all the therapy she's going to need forever.
Yeah.
So, how about that?
But
I don't know.
Being a woman suing a man over there, I can't imagine.
No.
I mean, he got $120,000 because
just
his wife was ugly before he ever knew her.
Yeah, I don't know.
But man, people are off their rockers.
Yeah, I'm telling you, it's just they're bored. We got nothing else. Life is too easy now.
And I see here we actually have the same story going.
Yeah.
With the Westboro Baptist Church.
Yeah. Old Fred Phelps.
Good old Fred Phelps. If anyone doesn't know who he is, he was the Westboro Baptist Church reverend who promoted the hate of gay people.
Well, the hate of everybody. That's not
a lot of people.
That's not anybody that wasn't a Westboro Baptist Church member.
Right.
They hated.
But they focused on the gays a lot. I mean, they had a lot of.
In the Louis Theroux documentary where he goes to see them, there's one of the pickets that they go to is to a vacuum repair store because the vacuum cleaners are Swedish and Sweden is a secular society.
That is fantastic. Wasting your time on shit. What are you going to accomplish with that? Other than people in your church aren't going to buy them, but you could have said that in church.
I forget what the statistic was, but I think it was since 1990, they've done over 52,000 pickets.
Man.
And 400 some military funerals.
Yeah, they were famous. One of the signs they had was, God hates crippled soldiers. They would promote that. God hates fags.
Yeah, I mean...
Apparently God hates. But,
unreal.
I mean, hate brings on hate. Because his son has nothing to do with him. His son was disgusted by his father.
Well, one of 13.
Well, yeah. The one good one. Did you see the satanic cult? There's a satanic cult out in New York. And at one point they did, when his mother died, they went all the way out to Mississippi.
Phelps.
When Phelps' mother died, they buried her in Mississippi. And the satanic group came out and did what they call a pink mass over the grave.
Okay.
And what they say this pink mass does is it turns you forever gay when you enter the afterlife. So this cult said that when Phelps dies, they're going to do the same thing to him. They promised him that he will be forever gay in the afterlife. And they said they're going to do an even bigger parade over top of his grave.
Well, they can do like the parade and stuff, but there's not going to be
they're not doing a mass.
Yeah, they're not doing a funeral or anything. So,
which is kind of weird.
Well, it's just for that exact reason.
Because you're going to have stuff like that going on, protesters and
all the people that they've pretty much the rest of the world is going to be there to protest them.
Maybe they know better. But how? I mean, that's just like the government should force him to have a funeral. So all these people can picket something that means something to them.
We're going to recognize Fred Phelps for today.
they said they have gratitude to him, though, because for the first time he's doing something that they do like, and that's him dying. Mm-hmm. They said, "You dying, we're very grateful for you dying."
Yep.
And yeah, so they're going to do the pink mass. But it's like, I just thought the whole story was crazy. Here you have this religious group full of hate, mm-hmm. which the two just shouldn't go together.
Yeah.
Then you have a satanic group that is hating, but for a good cause, mm-hmm. you know, and they're trying to, like...
Well, I mean, and that's the other thing with, like, groups like that. I mean, too, like, that whole, like, Satanist movement and stuff, and all mm-hmm. those, like the Satanist Bible and all those things. When they originally wrote those, it was like, it wasn't so much that it was
not evil.
Yeah, they weren't preaching like satanic rites or rituals or anything. It was more teaching individualism and like selfishness mm-hmm. and stuff, which, you know, obviously goes counter to, you know, any Christian right. values or whatever. But it's still, I mean, it's that spit in your face kind of thing. It's like, I don't know. I mean, it's not a negative organization. I mean, the only way it's negative
they get a
is
bad
if you
rap. Is what it is. You know, I mean,
they've got bad press.
Hollywood turned them into, you know, something worse than they were.
I mean, there's interviews with like the leaders of that church and stuff, and they're just rational people. I mean, they know
like witches,
what they do.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like witches, warlocks. They're not out to cast spells.
I say that, but then again, there are the people that are susceptible to anything and take it to the extreme. So.
Oh, sure. Well, and the thing is, they get a bad rap, but you hear all the stories. Like the girl in PA a couple weeks ago was arrested for killing 22 people.
Yeah,
she was in the satanic.
I saw like a little bit of a follow-up on that. None of that could be proved. Like
really?
None of her story could be proved besides the guy that they killed, obviously, that they were arrested for. But yeah, I don't think they've been able to prove any of her other claims.
Why would you claim to kill 22 people if you didn't?
She was in the headlines for a week.
Oh, yeah.
You know, I don't know.
She made the news. Yeah, she said she killed all these people in Alaska. Yeah, they find her in PA.
Well, Alaska's a big place, but still, I mean, they weren't able to substantiate anything she said, I don't think.
Well, this is a good time to call the desert.
Oh, the desert.
Call the desert. I got good vibes for that.
Yeah? You think it's happening?
I think we're going to get some people going on here. Call the phone booth. And in case we don't, we need people to call in. The number is 760-733-9969.
Yep.
I just don't know if I'm getting, well, until we get there we go.
The number you have dialed has been changed to a conference. You are the only party.
We're the only party again. Hello?
The number you have dialed.
I don't know what the heck that was. Wow.
I don't know.
I thought we had somebody for a second there. Son of a gun. All right. Well, call in. We want to get people talking on the air. So, Blood Bowl 2.
Yeah, man. Blood Bowl. I don't. We talked about that a little bit before, but I don't. If you're not familiar with it, originally was a board game put out by the same people that did Warhammer and all that whole like fantasy genre games, and that whole thing was like you made up teams of fantasy race creatures, elves, dwarves, you know, every kind of ogres, tree people, anything you can imagine was in there. You could make up a football team of them. And the board game was, you know, you formed these teams and you played a game of Blood Bowl, and it was, you know,
like
turn-based, roll dice. No, it didn't, like, the pieces didn't move around like that, but it was, you know, you roll dice, move the guys, had certain movement, strength.
Oh, okay.
You could, you know, pick up players and throw them. You know, other things could, like, they could eat them. You know, anything could happen. The fans could like charge the field and kill players, and it was this whole, you know, web of things that could happen. It was pretty cool. Well, they translated it to a PC game a few years ago now, and it was pretty cool. You know, they had two aspects of it. Like, you could play it either turn-based, like how the board game was, and it was really cool. I mean, they had all the teams. You could do pretty much anything. There was tournaments and everything you could go into, and multiplayer things too. So you could play, you know, head-to-head. And the other aspect of it was, like, they put in like a real-time game, almost like a Madden sort of thing you could play. And I never really got into that one. I didn't really like it because it played too fast. And I really like turn-based strategy just as a genre itself. Anything that's turn-based strategy is like, those are the kind of games I go to first. Civilization, you know, anything along those lines is where I go. But
so why put a second one out? Is it gonna be different?
Yeah, I mean, they've been, like, the graphics and everything are amped up, and you know,
so better graphics is what you're getting at.
Graphics and supposedly a ton more features and stuff. I mean, it's worth checking out, like the videos and stuff. It's pretty amazing what they've done to it. The first one was cool, but you know, I'll definitely be interested in what they do with the second one.
So what's this Q4?
It's supposed to come out in the fourth quarter
That's what I was wondering.
this year. So
nice.
No release date yet, but later on in the year. And actually, if you can find the first one, they put it out on Xbox 360 for a while too.
I thought I remembered seeing it like in GameStop.
Yeah, I never played it on that, so I don't know. I always played it on PC because, I don't know, it's just that's my easiest outlet. Yeah. So.
No, we were just talking too about GameStop, their stock being good the last quarter.
Yeah.
Since we were just talking about on yesterday's show, Walmart accepting trade-ins, you know, for credit at the store. They said ever since they announced that, their stock is just dropping. GameStop stock.
GameStop stock.
Yep. Because I guess there's going to be, I guess they know that people are obsessed with their Walmart, and that's where they're going to go now to trade in games, and it's going to hurt them.
Well, you know, and I think my point with those stores just as a whole is that's got to be a dying breed. I mean, those like specific stores out there that just sell video games, like GameStop and those things. I mean, it's
all going to the cloud.
Well, and not only the cloud, but I mean, there's like these big box stores like Best Buy and all. They offer the same service.
Yeah, plus more.
And you know. And also, like, a place like Amazon. I mean, now, you know, I would consider ordering a game off of Amazon. Mm-hmm. I mean, right now we have the Prime because it doesn't go up until I think August or something goes up. So then we might drop it. But for now, I mean, we got like free 2-day shipping, you know? Yeah. So, I don't know. I mean,
I order games for Christmas on Amazon.
On Amazon, yeah. I mean, it's just, I don't know. To me, that's more convenient. I don't want to have to go to a mall.
No.
I don't want to have to go to a strip mall. I don't want to have to go into things like that. It's just, if I can come to my house, by the time I get home, it's one less stupid, meaningless trip I have to make out. I mean, I know what games are coming out. You know, I usually follow that kind of thing. I usually keep track of that.
And if you want it beforehand, you can order them ahead of time, and they make sure it arrives at your house on the day of release.
Right, yeah. Like Nancy was saying, kids were getting the Frozen movie, you know, Monday before it came out on Tuesday, and you know, the same kind of thing. You know, they ordered it ahead of time from wherever, and it came in the day before. You know, and it's just the way the mail servers work. I don't know. I did the same thing. I ordered that Frozen movie this morning, and you know, it'll be here tomorrow or Monday. So. But that saves me a trip from even having to go to a store like Best Buy. You know, I don't want to have to make another trip out tonight.
Time out of your day. Yeah, you know, look, you're going to get home, that chore or whatever is already done.
Yeah. Well, it goes along with that, you know, the train service, the groceries on the other end.
Yeah.
You know, it's
done.
The same kind of
Grocery
thing. It's that same convenience factor.
Yeah, plus everyone at GameStop is always so smug. Yeah. Like they're better than you. Just,
Did you see that thing? There was that thing at was it Christmas time or something, where there was a big line full of people. I don't know if it was for the Xbox One or whatever it was. No, it was a game. I know it was a game. Grand Theft Auto. And all these people were waiting in line at the store, and this guy, like, people were recording this interaction between this guy and the, saleswoman, or the manager, I guess, too, that, like, he didn't have his ID with him to pick up the game. So, like, they were arguing back and forth, and she was just being a real,
that's the way they get, man. I don't want to say all of them, but a lot of my experience has been. Now, if you talk to a GameStop employee, they'll tell you we deal with the wackiest nut job people all day long. It turns you that way.
I guess,
but just, I mean, I've done nothing to you. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's not. I mean,
like, I'll go in and be like, hey, do you have any more copies of this game? Did you pre-order it? I'm like, no, I didn't. That's why we tell you to pre-order games. Like, whoa, hey, sorry.
Right. I'm not that type of consumer. You're supposed to adhere to all types of consumers. It's not just a niche store. And if that's what you're going to be, you're going to go extinct.
Yeah.
I'm not going to get that attitude if I go.
Now, you don't. Not only do you not have it,
right?
But Best Buy probably does.
Right. I'm just going to go there.
So it's on my way home. So.
Or plenty of other places on the way home.
Yeah.
You're not the only distributor of, that kind of wear. You're not the only cobbler in town. I can
cobble anywhere I want.
Yeah.
Saw an ad today for Vietnam. It was an advertisement if you want to buy a wife.
Oh.
And it's only $6,000 to buy a wife. They guarantee delivery within 90 days.
Delivery?
They're delivered right, I guess to the airport, to your door. I don't know where they deliver them. In a box with holes in it, like Richard Pryor in the toy.
Yeah.
You gotta get a crowbar and open it up. Absolutely no extra charges. The $6,000 and that is it. She will be delivered to you. And here was the best part. I think I might have to, with a guarantee like this, I might be in. If your wife, your new bride, runs away within a year, we give you a new one free.
Wow.
Yes. If she runs away, it literally said that. If she runs away within a year, new one free.
It's nothing like bottom dollar human trafficking.
How
can you beat that?
Year. I mean, who comes with a year warranty anymore? It's 90 days usually.
God, it's ridiculous.
A lot of cars don't come with that.
No. That's,
when you buy a used car. And speaking of being used.
There's more, okay.
There is more. This reminded me of the other thing. I forgot to write it down. So, like, if you buy a used car, it's like a 90-day warranty, something like that.
Sure.
These women are guaranteed also not to be used.
Oh.
Guaranteed virgins.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow.
$6,000 virgin delivered to your door. Comes with a 1-year warranty.
Man.
So,
You're just not going to get a better deal.
I'm telling you, it was like, would I be dumb for not buying one? I mean, what if they run out?
Right. Supplies while they last.
If GameStop taught me anything, pre-order your bride.
Right. Pre-order.
Wait for the new one to come out.
That actually makes me a little physically ill to hear something like that.
Yes.
That is so disgusting.
And it's just going to be some kidnapped woman, that they ship out, and that's why they tell you if she runs away, they don't want you getting anyone else involved. Like, don't worry about it.
We'll send you a new one.
Because she's running away probably just to get back to her family.
But it's a bride. Aren't you married to this woman?
Yeah, what do you do then? You have to get a divorce. They
automatically file the divorce papers for you and refile, marriage paperwork?
Or are they just like, if her name's Susan Chen.
Yeah, they just rub out that.
Is it, this is the new Susan Chen, new and improved.
God, it's just awful. It's just terrible.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. I mean, I don't know where to begin with that.
it's just people at his finest. It was this great photo of like, I guess like the pimp or whatever you want to call them, standing with all these, you know, refined Vietnamese women sitting in a chair, you know, lined up in a row. I wonder if you can pick them out. Like, did you get a catalog?
I don't know. I mean, there was the only thing I've ever seen on that. Again, it was another Louis Theroux documentary. He goes to Taiwan and, you know, checks out that whole scene and like meets some of the people that are there to like meet their brides and pick them up, and goes to one of the places where you can go and there's like a pho book you can like flip through.
Huh.
Yeah, that one's worth checking out too.
I want wife number
that documentary.
A3205.
It was exactly that.
Wow.
Exactly that. And you know, they come in and meet them, and they go on like a date kind of thing. And
you know, it would be great. Do you remember the store Best?
Yeah.
It used to be out.
Yeah,
you would tour the floor, and you have a little booklet with you,
thing up,
and you write down the number of the item you want. It was kind of like shopping on like what Wheel of Fortune used to be like.
Yeah.
And you hand it to him, then you would just wait by this conveyor belt, and all your shit would come up.
Out.
If you're like, yeah, I want bride number A2300, and you just stand by conveyor belt, and this woman comes sitting on a conveyor, big bow on her head, you know. Help me.
Well, I don't even know if it's that. I mean, it's probably just economic conditions. I mean, I don't know what Vietnam is like now, but the image I have in my head is not a very, you know, progressed monetarily. I mean, I'm thinking
my family can get $6,000 American dollars if I just go over there and marry somebody.
No, I'm thinking that it's just basically economic slavery. Like, they don't have any other choice.
Oh, okay.
You know, they're stuck in whatever situation they're in, and that's their last resort. That's horrible.
You know, if you give me my door, I'd have to vomit or something.
Ugh.
But all right, well, that'll do it for this episode of The Commute. You know, let me know how the bride shopping goes. You can email us at thecommutepodcast@comcast.net. Check out our website, tocommute.com. That's TWO commute.com. Follow us on Twitter @DriverPassenger, and check out our Facebook page, The Commute.
All right. Yep, we'll see you.